Today's Thursday, May 13th, 2021. It's 2 o'clock p.m. We're in the Aline Strain Community Room of the Doss Student Center, located at 225 College Park Drive, Weatherford, Parker County, Texas, to consider and act on the posted agenda. And agenda item number 1. First of all, I want to note that we do have a quorum.
Yeah.
So we'll go to agenda item number 1. We have called the meeting to order. We'll ask Mr. Baker to give us the invocation.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Please
you.
bow with me. Lord, we are very thankful to you. You have brought us through another school year, a successful academic year. We're thankful to you, especially this year, for bringing us through, for bringing our faculty and staff through, our students, and thank you for this board. As we get ready for next year and the future of this college, please be with our board, our administration, and please continue to protect our students and faculty and staff. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. Let's stand now. Lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Be seated. I understand there's no comment for individuals not on the agenda, so we'll move to number 3, President's Report. President Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman and members of the Weatherford College Board of Trustees, I would like to give a few brief recognitions, employee notices, and an enrollment update. Recognitions. Dean Kathy Boswell deserves recognition for helping to save a young girl's life at a recent volleyball game in Mineral Wells. When a young lady's heart stopped beating, Dean Boswell and a group of first responders stabilized the girl until she could be flown to Fort Worth for medical treatment. The girl has since recovered, and we are all extremely proud of Dean Boswell for her actions as a good Samaritan. Dean Boswell is here today. She's a nurse, she's an academic dean, and she's a WC hero. Would you mind standing, Kathy, so we can give you a round of applause? Weatherford College Upward Bound students recently joined forces with Kids Against Hunger Parker County and Grace First Presbyterian Church to assemble more than 11,000 meals for children in an orphanage in Mexico. We are very proud of the noble work of our Upward Bound students. Weatherford College recently bestowed the title of Professor Emerita to retired art professor Merlin Coleman.
Yes.
Professor Emerita Coleman effectively served Weatherford College for 51 years and positively impacted the lives of countless students. Alexandra Latoux has been hired as the new tennis coach at WC. Coach Latoux played as a star player at Vanderbilt University and Baylor University, and most recently served as the head tennis coach at Georgia State University. We welcome Coach Latoux and look forward to great things out of our tennis program. The Coyote baseball team is currently ranked 19th in the nation and is headed to the regional tournament in Big Spring. The Coyote softball team recently advanced to the semifinals of the regional tournament, where they ended their season with a 27-22 overall record. And for the first time in Weatherford College history, the WC women's rodeo team won the regional title. The WC women beat strong teams from Texas Tech, Sul Ross, Tarleton, and other noted universities. 7 Coyotes have qualified for the College Nationals Final Rodeo in Casper, Wyoming, running from June 13th through the 19th. Exceptional things continue to happen in WC athletics. Go Coyotes! Employee notices. DMAC Local requires the college president to provide the names of contract employees who have resigned since the last board meeting. In accordance with this policy, the following individuals have submitted resignations. Lee Butler, the Executive Director of Institutional Research, has retired with an effective date of 4/30/21. We thank Mr. Butler for his service and wish him the very best in future endeavors. Enrollment update. Year-to-date enrollment is up for both the 2021 summer and 2021 fall semesters. We currently have 1,499 students enrolled for the summer, and with ongoing registration, we are on track to exceed the 2020 summer enrollment of 1,844 students. Year-to-date fall enrollment of 1,241 students is up compared to the year-to-date 755 students last year. Mr. Chairman, that concludes the President's report.
Thank you, Dr. Farmer. Are there any questions or comments to Dr. Farmer about his report? If not, we'll move to item number 4, consent agenda financial reports as presented. We have A through I. There's one correction that we need to make to the minutes that I was told about. It needs to reflect that all board members were in attendance at the April 8th, 2021 meeting. So that will be corrected and submitted in that way. Are there any questions or comments about the consent agenda and financial reports? If not, is there a motion to approve?
I so move.
Second on that?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor say aye. Aye. That's approved. Move to number 5, consideration and possible action, election of board trustee officers. What I would recommend we do is see if there are nominations. We can take all 3 of these at the same time probably, unless there needs to be a discussion, but if there's a nomination for chairperson, vice chair, and secretary, why don't we just make it like that? Is there any nomination for chairperson?
I nominate the current officer. I second it.
All right.
If you can second a nomination.
Is there a nomination for vice chair?
Same comment, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I
Your
appreciate
Honor.
that.
It comes so natural.
It's finally been admitted. Secretary?
Same motion.
Okay, all right, motion second. Is there a second on that?
Second.
Motion second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, that's been elected by acclamation then. All right, so move to,
Do those officers accept their nomination?
Don't ask that question.
I don't know.
We assume they did. Okay, great.
All right, number 6, reports. A, preliminary 2021-2022 budget report. President Farmer, Dr. Cantrell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dr. Cantrell has provided you some written information in your board packets, and she has a few brief comments regarding the preliminary 2021-2022 budget report that I would invite her to make at this time.
As required by policy, we are presenting a preliminary budget report to you in May. I would like to say, though, that this is going through COVID and many other things. It's begun to sort of shift the board budget a little bit later in the year, I think, with all the estimates, with legislature meeting. We don't have a lot of the final estimates that we normally have at this time. So even the budget at this time are our best estimates. The preliminary budget is a balanced budget at $64,747,298. Currently, I've shown in there an increase of $162,000 in state appropriations, but we received word this week that the Senate Bill 1 includes a reduction of $262,000. So not quite sure at this time. I think there's something in the CARES Act that shows that we can cover part of that loss with CARES funds. So we'll be waiting to hear final information from them. That'll be coming within the next month. I'm not going to go over everything that was presented to you in written format. If anybody has any questions, feel free to call me during the month, and I'll be glad to. We'll be coming back in June At that time, I'll give a detailed presentation of the total budget at that point. I just wanted to point out where we were going a little bit with some of our, the net revenue increase, student aid at this time shows a reduction, but we'll be adding to that, I'm sure, as the year goes on with scholarship increases and grants. Operating grants, of course, show a reduction right now, but I know those will be going up because I think some of the CARES funds will be a carryover from this current year, so it will be increasing those. Net revenues, it shows a $466,000 increase. And those are mainly based at this point on the tuition rate increase that you all approved in March. Any increase in enrollments that we feel strongly about and feel very good about, we'll adjust those as the summer goes on. The tax estimates look very good from both counties. Parker County is up $1,787,372 in valuations. Wise County is a increase of $470,055,000. So both of those are looking good for us at that time. This time, local funds they're just show a decrease of $201,000, and that's unfortunately. I'd like to introduce Prosperity Bank is here. And they were approved earlier as to renew their contract with us. We did a proposal for a bank depository, and they have been our bank depository for over 8 years. And so they did win the depository pledge bid again. I mean, it's not a bid, I believe it was a proposal. But with that, there is still, even though they were an increase over other banks, we're still going to have a reduction in interest income, and I think everybody's aware of where we are there. But we are very thankful for a very good proposal that they sent us. But I just wanted to interject that because they're here with us. Auxiliary services, pretty much flat at this time. Wise County projected non-mandatory transfers luckily have been eliminated at this time. I don't think there'll be any more of that with the change in the passage of the new bond with Wise County. The expenditures at this time, we have placed in the budget a 5% increase. We're hoping that we can do that and go ahead and increase our schedule for our salaries. We're very low in the state, and we realize that, and that's one of our strategic plan are to raise the salaries of Weatherford College employees and getting that up to a competitive rate. We have major repairs and renovations. At this point in time, we've decreased $700,000 without designated purpose, but as we move along and revenues get firmer, we may be going back there in our major repair and renovations. $520,000 has been designated in the budget for technology services for the continuation of the Lucian Colleague annual SAS subscription that we have to have for our new system. Overall debt increased by $1,455,000, but that was a good rate that we received on our workforce building, and so that's an increase to the budget. And finally, a decrease, $724,000 decrease in the lease of the WCWC facility from Wise County, which is very thankful. And that is all that I have. If you have any specific questions that you would like answered at this time, I'll be glad to do so. But as I said, I'll be coming back with a detail for you in June.
Anybody on the board have any questions or comments at this time?
Yep. I'm good.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kent. I kind of take this out of order a little bit. Ken, I apologize for not recognizing you and your Prosperity Bank people here today. And I just want to go back and briefly talk about your bid and how much we appreciate that. The bids that you had for depository bank services and your bank were, you exceeded the closest offer by $49,820. and the next closest by $22,320. And I want to tell you how much we appreciate that. Is there anything you'd like to say? Because we do appreciate that. I apologize for jumping over you and your crew today.
No, that's fine. I'd just like to say thank you very much for giving Prosperity Bank the opportunity to be of your service, and whatever we can do to make our relationship even better, I would be honored to try and do that.
Well, we really appreciate your efforts to help us, and we appreciate y'all being here today.
Yes,
And
sir.
so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments?
Matt, can I add something?
Sure.
I just wanted to thank Dr. Cantrell. She always keeps us well informed and explains it in a very ingestible way for people who are not financially savvy. And I always feel like we're in really good hands. So thank you very much for what you do so well.
I appreciate that.
That is exactly true.
For
So
sure.
we thank you very much. Okay, we're moving on the reports. Dr. Farmer, President Farmer, do you have any other comments about the budget report?
Well, I too want to echo the previous comments and thank Dr. Cantrell, her entire team, our faculty and our staff, as well as all of our administrators. This, as she stated, has been a very challenging budgetary year. And she and her team, as well as every other stakeholder, they've done a tremendous job with a lot of uncertainty. And so thank you for a job well done. Moving to items B and C, our standing reports. Mr. Indy has provided you written copies with those, and we will be happy to answer any questions that you might have regarding those. And we have another verbal report. We have the pleasure of having Miss Erin Davidson for agenda item 6D, our cafeteria manager. And so Erin is a true superstar at Weatherford College. We are very fortunate. I hear comments all the time about Weatherford College having the best salad bar and the best chicken enchiladas in Texas. And so, Erin, if you will, please come to the podium at this time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here today. This has been a challenging year for my team and I with the changes due to COVID. Other than everything, the masks, the social distancing, checking temperatures every day when we get to work, there were a lot of other changes that had to take place in the cafeteria. Starting with before we opened our doors in August, we completely sanitized, cleaned the cafeteria, the kitchen, and have continued with a strict cleaning and sanitizing regimen. Other than that, it's added a lot to our plate, COVID has. We have to do things such as packaging silverware and pre-packaging meals for caterings. We had to change our self-service salad bar to a full-service salad bar, which requires a lot of time from my staff. Our buffet services have changed from self-service to full service by my staff. We've had to eliminate some of our services, such as our grill. Our grill used to be open from 10 in the morning until 5 in the evening. And really due to the decrease in students eating on campus, we encouraged them to take their meals to go. So we reduced the hours of our grill. We had a waffle, bagel, and yogurt bar for breakfast, which we had to eliminate because I didn't have the staff to make that full service. And that was a hit with our students. So I plan to bring that back in the fall.
Oh, good.
They all hated to see that go, and I hated that we had to take that away from them. But I have to tell you that my staff took this on with no complaints. We made it work, so I can't say enough about them. We have a wonderful staff in the cafeteria. To let you know a little bit about what we do on a daily basis, I don't know if you all know, we are open 7 days a week. We serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner Monday through Friday, breakfast and lunch on Saturdays due to our dorm students. We have normally close to 270 dorm students on meal plans that we serve. Of course, our numbers are down due to COVID this past year. It's been closer to 220. But, so we serve them, of course, on a daily basis, along with faculty and staff, but even the cafeteria and, of course, other students. And we service community groups, as I'm sure you all know. We have 7 that meet here on campus now, including, we have the Lions Club, Kiwanis, Optimist, the Republican Party, retired federal employees, the Parker County Executive Committee, as well as the Christian Men's Fellowship that meet here either weekly or monthly. We used to service the Rotary Club and the Parker County Women's and Newcomers Club, but we lost them due to lack of dining space. They outgrew our facilities. I would love to see them come back someday with the growth of facilities. And to let you know, we do all of this with we have 10 full-time employees and 5 part-time employees. And that's a lot for 15 employees. And I have to tell you, they work so hard. And I'm so proud of my team. They're amazing. They're like family to me. I've been here 24 years. And my staff, my full-time staff, they've been here anywhere from 5 to 24 years. There's no one that's worked here less than 5 years in my full-time staff. And that's rare, very rare in food service. Very rare. You normally have a high turnover rate. And I was talking to Kelly today, who is my assistant for 24 years. We've both been here 24 years. And she's retiring this month. And I'm so sad to see her go. She is my family, you know. I've spent more time with her these past 24 years than I have with my family. And she just told me today that she was talking to someone about her retirement, and they asked her what she did, and she told them, and they said, "How did you stay there 24 years?" And she goes, "Well, you know what? I love what I do, and I love the people that I work with. And you know what? That's all I do." She hates to retire too, but it's time. It's time for her. So in my 24 years here, I have seen growth like you wouldn't believe. When I started here, I would say at lunch is the meal where we serve the largest amount of people. We would serve approximately 150 to 200 people at lunch. It's a little less than at breakfast and dinner. Now we feed 400 plus. Wow. Of course, numbers were down due to COVID, but as things continue to get back to normal, we'll see those numbers again. But our cafeteria hasn't grown. Our dining spaces have not grown. Our kitchen has not grown. We have, for all the food that I have to order for all of the events, for the students, for the caterings, I have a walk-in freezer and a walk-in cooler that are 6 foot by 10 foot. I have one dry storage area that is 10 by 24 foot. And I have a small closet for catering supplies. That's not a lot of space for what we do. And when we're in full force, fall and spring semester, when we're serving students and doing multiple caterings, I have to have food delivered every single day because I don't have room for storage. I can't order ahead, you know. So I have to plan well so I can get the food in as we need it, you know, every day. And when trucks are late and we have an event one day and I wasn't able to get the food in ahead of time, that causes problems. Of course, our dining spaces haven't grown. And with the future growth that we're looking at with the increase in athletics, the new athletics, The new catering facilities, we need more space. We really need more space, more storage space, more prep space. I have to say, a lot of times when we're busy, you know, like I said, when we're serving students, when we have multiple caterings going on, we're bumping into each other in the kitchen. That's really needed. It's really needed. And I do not have a catering staff. Everyone here has specific positions. You know, I have a grill cook. I have 2 cooks that cook the entrees. I have 2 dishwashers. I have a baker, you know, 2 servers, 2 cashiers. They each have their jobs that have to be done every day. And when we have caterings, it's me. It falls on me, and everyone pitches in to help. And I'm so blessed to have a staff that will do that. They don't complain. You know, we work as a team and we get it done. And sometimes we look at each other at the end of the day and we say, how did I do that? Yeah, you know, but we did it again, so we're okay. So, just in the future, like I say, with all of our growth, I think that's something that we really need to look at. The addition of prep space, storage space, dining space for our students. It's really, really needed. And I have, like I say, I have 10 full-time employees. This year, 2 are retiring. My grill cook that had been here 19 years, she retired in April. And Kelly, my assistant, our head cook, she retires at the end of the month. I've already told you that. I also lost a full-time employee to Aledo ISD. She went to work there in their cafeteria. Better opportunity for her. I didn't replace her due to COVID because, you know, we were a little slower in the cafeteria, so I didn't replace her at that time. So, and then I may lose 1 more full-time employee because she wants to focus on her education next year.
Okay.
So as of the end of the month, I'll be short for 4 full-time employees. So I'm gonna have my hands full this summer finding good replacements for those 4 employees. And they are going to be missed because they're wonderful. They'll be hard to replace. And I have to say that it is challenging finding people that are willing to work in the cafeteria. Just having to compete with the wages for surrounding businesses because we can't. What we pay our cafeteria employees, we just can't compete. So, I mean, that's another thing that I think we should really focus on in the future. So we can have a full staff and, you know, people that are happy and willing to work for us. So, like I say, we have, at this point, 5 part-time employees. I normally have more than that. I haven't been able to fill the positions. So, like I say, looking forward to the future, I feel that's what we need to succeed. We need more space, and we need better wages for our employees.
Ms. Davidson, we appreciate your presentation today. I think it's very important to give you opportunities every year to come in and present a little bit of an update. And we really appreciate, I like the depth that you've gone into to tell us about your operation. I mean, how many meals do you prepare a year in that cafeteria, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, like I
Just
say,
give me an estimate about how
I
many.
would say, you know, a year, I can tell you per day. I mean.
Well, give me a year. I want you to estimate a year's
Let me
number of
see.
meals.
Let's say.
That's math.
10,000.
Okay, all right. Well, we appreciate you coming today, and I think it's good for the administration and the board to know what you do and in the depth that you do it, and because we understand how important that cafeteria is, and I think it's miraculous and unbelievable that you're able to do the quality job that you do. And we really appreciate you and what you do and all the people that are over there.
I appreciate that so
And
much.
so we'll give you another chance probably in about a year to come back in and give us an update.
I will be
If you're
happy
willing
to.
do that. Are there any questions or comments to Ms. Davidson at this time?
Just a thanks for your service all these years. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you, Ms.
I
Davidson.
really appreciate you having me here.
Well, we're so glad to
Letting me
have
tell
you.
you about our operation.
I would call your report a testimony to efficiency. And with your growth and your facilities not growing. One little question, and that is, if the Democrats wanted to have a meeting there, would they be allowed?
They would. Yes, they would.
Thank you.
We don't turn anyone away.
As a member of Lions Club, each Wednesday, we meet in this room, and we visit the greatest salad bar in Texas.
Sure.
And I can attest that those ladies are so pleasant and so happy and so friendly, and we poke fun at each other and everything going through the line, and it's a joy. The food is delicious, of course. Don't worry about Rotary. They're going to come back because their numbers have shrunk because the food is horrible.
All
right. Take it easy. Rotary, they'll probably be coming back to me.
I hope so. I hope so.
Would Bridgeport Lions Club be allowed to come up here and meet?
Of course. Of course.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ms. Davidson.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to move to agenda item number 7, future agenda items or meetings. President Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Next month, Dr. Cantrell will again be presenting over the budget. Next time, we will have the proposed 21-22 budget presentation.
Anything else?
No, sir.
We'll move to number 8, announcements. Mr. Baker.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. President Farmer mentioned earlier about our baseball team being in the regional tournament this weekend in Big Spring. All those games will be live streamed on tsrnsports.com if you'd like to watch those. And they've got a really good shot in that tournament. Taste of Parker County is next Thursday. It is our Weatherford College Foundation food tasting fundraiser. Look forward to seeing you guys there. It's 5 to 8 at Heritage Park, and the city of Weatherford has bent over backwards to help us, providing all kinds of things for us there. And again, that is next Thursday. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll bring the open session to a close. The
Can I
time.
make a quick request?
Yes, sure.
For the next meeting, could we have an update on the Vet Tech program, kind of an in detail
Sure.
status?
We'll get that done.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Okay, it is, I have 2:33, and so we'll bring the open session to a close right now, and we will go into closed session in about 3 minutes, and we will be handling the agenda as posted for the meeting today. So at this point, we're concluding the open session. Thank you very much.
it was Sunday. It swelled up about that big.
All right, it's 10 minutes after 3, and we are calling the session back into open session. And we will move to agenda item number 10, consideration possible action, real estate, real property. There's no discussion or any action that needs to be done there. So moving forward to 11, consideration possible action of all the things listed in that agenda item. Same thing. There's no action or consideration that needs to be taken there. So moving to number 12, adjourn. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second?
Motion second. All in favor say aye. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
I serve on so many boards myself, I almost just seconded his motion.
Well,
Forgot what role, hat I was on.